If you can't focus, keep quitting, and feel tired even after doing nothing, it's not because your brain is lazy or you are undisciplined, it's because your brain had been trained the wrong way. Most people think that dopamine is the happiness chemical, but that idea has messed up an entire generation. Because dopamine is not what makes you feel good after success, it's what makes you chase things before success. Once you are able to completely understand what dopamine is and how it works, a lot of things in your life will suddenly start to make sense. Why you scroll even when you are bored, why motivation comes and goes, and why quitting feels so natural now. In this video, I'm going to explain to you what dopamine is in the most simplest way possible. So watch till the end. This video is going to be a little boring but highly informative for you. How dopamine controls your focus, your habit, your discipline, your addiction, and your motivation, and how you can stop dopamine from running your life. So let's start with a very simple story. Imagine it's 200,000 years ago. You are a human being who lives in a cave. There are no internet, there is no social media, there is no Instagram, there are no Netflix, nothing. So in the morning you wake up hungry. So your brain doesn't give you pleasure yet. It gives you dopamine. And what dopamine does, it makes you chase things like go wake up, find food, find shelter, go hunt for food. So what you do, you walk outside your cave, you look for food, you look for shelter, you try to save yourself and your tribe. So that's how dopamine works. So after you accomplish something, let's say you hunted an animal and you gather up vegetables, or you take shelter, or you protect yourself from an animal, or you gave your tribe from an danger. So after achieving something, you feel good, and that's how dopamine works. Dopamine is not pleasure, dopamine is anticipation. It is the chemical in your brain that signals you to go after this, or to chase this, or to do this task again, or this might looks rewarding, go do this thing, or go hunt, gather food, or save this thing. That's how it is, the anticipation. It is what I will say in a common language, I want it chemical. Like it what drives you from within. That's why dopamine spikes up in your brain before you achieve the reward, not after. So let's take an example. When you open your Instagram account, you spike the dopamine in your brain before you even watch the first reel. Or when you imagine success, you get dopamine before even you achieve it. In these scenarios, your brain basically saying to you, this looks good, go for it. But here's what, it goes into the wrong direction. Since the dawn of man, dopamine was earned through hard work and effort. Let's say hunting, building, creating, learning. It might be any of these things. So what happens, you put your effort, and after some time you achieve your reward. That's how dopamine was used to earn. It takes time. But modern lifestyle, it has flipped the whole system. Now you get dopamine without hard work, without meaning, without risk, without any effort. It's like if you get social media likes, or constant pornography, constant scrolling, sugary food, constant notifications, video games. Your brain didn't even evolve for this. So when you flood your brain with easy dopamine like social media, constant pornography, scrolling, notifications, what happens, you raise the normal dopamine level of your brain. So normal things, simple things like reading, writing, thinking, sitting quietly starts to feel boring. Why? Because your brain always works in survival mode. Since the dawn of man, your brain always works in survival mode. So what happens when you are learning a new skill? Let's say you are learning to code. So you know that it is going to take a certain amount of time for you to learn from basic to an advanced level. So the amount of dopamine you will get after that certain amount of time by learning to code, it's way too low as compared to you'll get the amount of dopamine by watching pornography. So your brain always works in the survival mode. It will always going to avoid discomfort, like why should I take dopamine from here when I'm getting an easy and constant and high supply of dopamine by watching pornography or social media, or let's say constant notifications or video games. So you know you have to understand about dopamine, because effort doesn't give dopamine fast enough. This is where focus dies, this is where procrastination begins, and this is where quitting becomes so natural. Here's the biggest problem that nobody talks about. Dopamine doesn't just affect your pleasure, it also affects your pain tolerance. Studies have shown that when your brain's dopamine is overly stimulated, small discomforts feels very unbearable. Boredom feels painful and effort feels threatening. That's the reason you procrastinate, you delay your tasks, you avoid important conversations, and your brain is not weak, but you have trained it the wrong way. So whenever a task becomes tedious or tough, your brain switches to escape. That's why quitting becomes so natural. That's why you quit your habits within a few days, or any activity you do it when it starts to become tough or frustrating, you quit in the middle, because you have trained your brain to avoid discomfort. That's why people today, they don't lack information, they lack dopamine control. Yes, you can watch 100 motivational videos on YouTube and still do nothing, because motivation itself is dopamine, and dopamine without action is useless. So let's talk about addictions and bad habits, because dopamine is behind all of them. Whether it is social media or pornography or consuming junk food or video games or notifications, seeking validation, they all work in the same pattern and same combination. They all have the same thing: high dopamine, low effort, and high rewards. Your brain loves these three combinations. Here's the cost. When you overstimulate your brain with all these activities, your dopamine levels rises from the normal level. So what happens, you need, just like any other addiction, you need more and more doses of these activities to give you the same effect. That is the reason why you scroll for longer time, you consume more and more pornography and social media. And then comes the worst side effect, anhedonia. It is the situation where nothing feels enjoyable to you anymore. Most people simply describe it as like, I feel numb, or I feel empty inside, or I feel tired, I don't feel like doing anything anymore. It's not depression, it's dopamine burnout. This is the reason quitting an addiction feels so painful. Like, since you have overstimulated your brain so much, like when you remove that easy source of dopamine, your brain gets into panic mode. It starts searching like, where is my reward? Where is my easy reward that I used to get every single day? And what happens, since you have trained your brain to avoid discomfort, just to avoid discomfort, most of the people relapse, and they won't be able to stop an addiction or to quit an addiction. Now here's the good news. Your brain is like plastic, or let me give you a better example. As Bruce Lee said, your brain is like water. Whatever container you keep the water, it will take its shape. So that's how it works. So since you have trained your brain to chase easy dopamine, now you will train your brain to earn dopamine through effort. That is the change that you have to do. You can train your brain to enjoy effort again by changing how dopamine is earned through effort, not escape. This is the most important thing in this video, that dopamine should be earned through effort, not escape. So let me make this much more clearer. Like, dopamine should be the result of doing the hard things, not the replacement for them. So when you work, even when you don't feel like, or when you delay gratification, or when you sit with boredom, or when you finish a task that you started, what happens, your brain slowly relearns that efforts leads to rewards. By doing all these activities on a regular basis, something crazy happens. You are able to focus again, your discipline comes back, your confidence grows, and your motivation comes in stable form, not high but stable. This is the reason people who work hard or train harder on the long term, they feel very grounded, because they are not chasing dopamine, they are earning it through their hard work and efforts. Also, why scrolling is making your brain weak? Because it teaches your brain to expect reward without any effort. So a weak brain has low tolerance for discomfort, and a strong brain has high tolerance for discomfort. Discipline is not about being strict, it's about being able to handle discomfort without running away. So let's summarize everything very quickly. Dopamine is not the happiness chemical, it is the drive chemical, it is the I want chemical, which makes a human being to chase after certain things. In modern life, these social media companies has hired neuroscientists. Yes, they have hired literally neuroscientists to hijack your brain, and what they did, they are providing you free source of dopamine constantly. and it is making your brain weak. Due to constant supply of high amount of dopamine, your brain gets overstimulated, so every normal things becomes tougher for you to do. If you want to work hard, like working hard has become painful for you, quitting a habit or quitting your work or quitting any task has become very much natural. And since your brain has become so much overstimulated, you're not able to focus. Putting your focus is impossible for you now. You are not lazy, your brain is just overstimulated, and the solution is not motivation, it's retraining your brain. So what you are going to do, you are going to change the whole system. Now you will not consume those contents which will provide you dopamine very easily. Now you are going to do the hard things, uncomfortable things. Let's take an example. If you are going to learn coding, so you are going to start from a newbie to an advanced level, so it is going to take a lot of time. Let's say 3 months it's going to take. So you will hit a lot of roadblocks in the middle. So when you hit a roadblock, you are not going to run away or quit in the middle. You will hang on, you will learn, and you will do that again, and you will push through it. That's how you are going to retrain your brain to earn dopamine through effort. So when you flip that balance, your brain gets stronger, and you will also feel after some time that you are able to focus more, and your discipline has become much better, and your confidence has grown. And by doing this, quitting will not be a natural response to your brain. So when you do hard or tough things, your brain will learn not to avoid discomfort anymore. In the next decade, the strongest people are not the most intelligent people or not the most talented people. They are the ones who can control their dopamine. If you have watched this video till the end, congratulations, you have a very good attention span. I hope that you have watched this video without scrolling your phone, or without checking your Instagram, or without opening multiple tabs at once. And if you have found this video informative, hit the like button, and if you want more content like this, hit the subscribe button as well. Our channel name is Upgrade Project 101.